Uncertainty is the key feature of human affairs. The complexity of the world in which we live exceeds our capacity to comprehend it, and wealth is built through uncertainty. Bill Gates never expected Microsoft to get so big. Mark Zuckerberg, he was working on another project while building Facebook because he didn't think Facebook was going to work. Wealth is built by taking advantage of uncertainty, not succumbing to it. The reason nobody can give you a formula for getting rich, even someone who's wealthy, is because your path is uncertain. It's unique to you, and it requires you to execute on an idea without knowing if it will work, and often not knowing what you're doing until the moment you start doing it. A small number of uncertain events explain almost everything in life. In fact, life is a cumulative effect of a handful of shocks because history doesn't take small steps, it leaps. Humans wouldn't even exist without the asteroid striking Earth to kill the dinosaurs. World War I and World War II changed everything. It allowed the US to control the financial systems of the world, which opened the path for them to become a superpower. 9/11, a mass hysteria pandemic, the collapse of a currency, they're all unexpected moments that change how we operate in the world. As you live through these moments in history, you're often too close to notice that you're living through a historic moment in time. Look at your life. How many significant events in your life happened according to plan? Your choice of profession, meeting your significant other, the betrayals you faced, your sudden wealth, or the loss of wealth. How often did these things occur according to plan? Your life is dominated by uncertainty. Building wealth requires you to step into uncertainty, and most people don't start because they want to be certain it will work before they act. But what you know can't hurt you. What you don't know influences the reality around you. It shapes reality to an extent that you're unaware of, but you're always participating in it. The central banks are influencing your reality, and you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. The fractional reserve banking system has been removed, and it will have unforeseen consequences. There's a lot going on that you aren't privy to, which shapes your reality. It's not possible to know everything, but you have to operate in a world where uncertainty is the driving force behind it all. How does this help you build wealth? How does this help you get rich? Uncertainty is how you get rich. You need to adjust to uncertainty instead of trying to predict it. Accept uncertainty. Focus on anti-knowledge. Focus on what you don't know. Don't confuse uncertainty with luck. Stepping into uncertainty and waiting to get lucky are two different things. You need to set yourself up to win by maximizing your exposure to opportunity. This is how innovation works. Almost all inventions came from tinkering, not planning. They sought to do something and found a different invention. The same happens with business. Instagram started out as a company called Bourbon, which acted more like the Yelp app. Twitter used to be Odeo. TikTok used to be Musical.ly, which focused more on music. You win by setting yourself up to be lucky through experimentation. On your path to wealth, you want to study the extremes, not the normal. You can't understand the danger a criminal possesses by only examining what he does on a normal day. The normal is often irrelevant, but it's what we focus on the most. And now that machine learning and AI tech are getting into the game, the world has become more unpredictable at a faster rate. You can't take what you know too seriously. Anything that's normal is obvious to everyone, and what's obvious to everyone won't make you rich. Imagine you want to build the next big restaurant conglomerate. Where should you start? What's the idea that will make your restaurant the next big thing? If it were known and obvious, then someone would have already come up with the idea. The next big thing in the restaurant business needs to be an idea that has not been conceived of before by the current population of people who want to build a restaurant business. It has to be at some distance from expectation. The more unexpected the success of your business, the smaller number of competitors, and the more successful the entrepreneur who implements that idea. The payoff of a business is often inversely proportional to what it is expected to be. Wealth comes from what you don't know. It's birthed in uncertainty, the non-obvious. Most people don't like to think about how uncertainty drives their lives because we only see the events, not the rules. You only see the stock market crash, never the why or how it crashed. You only see the real estate bubble burst, never what caused it. Of course, you can take a guess about how the banks printed too much money, but it's just a guess. You only see the events, never the rules. Hindsight is 2020. Everyone loves to talk about how they predicted the crash, and yet they're the same people who lost money in the crash. They're the same people who aren't investing while everything is down. Why? Because they didn't predict a damn thing. Have you ever noticed it's the billionaire investors who say they can't predict the market? It's the people who don't have the money who act like they can predict the market. Billionaires like George Soros always look for instances that would prove his theory wrong. Ray Dalio always asks himself, what don't I know? Wealthy individuals understand that your ability to deal with not knowing is more important than what you already know. It's always the people who don't have the money who act like they know how the world works. Anyone will sell you the keys to success, the keys to getting rich. But getting rich isn't a key that you're given, it's a door that you walk through. Nobody can tell you what that door is or where that door is that you need to walk through. It's a decision that you have to make on your own. You don't know if it's the right door, you don't know where it leads to, but you have to decide on what door to open and you just walk through it. If you walk through the wrong door, find another one. What you know is keeping you stuck where you are. People who keep saying, I know, I've heard that before, they're a joke. They're stuck because of what they know. They even take pride in saying, I know, despite the results clearly showing the exact opposite. But the world is more nonlinear than we think. Nothing happens in a straight line, but we like to think things do because it makes everything clear and constant. History is going to be dominated by improbable events, but you don't know what those improbable events will be. Are you scared or are you ready?